this is the How to Stop Procrastinating in 30 Days Masterclass. Welcome. I am so excited that you guys are here with me today. If you didn't know, my name is Patty Johnston, and I am a leadership coach. I'm a life coach with the John Maxwell team, and I am super, super happy to be here today. I'm going to tell you something though. I don't know if you knew this, but there are actually two ways to listen. Did you know that there are actually two ways to listen? Let me explain you the ways. So I imagine most of us have been in planes before. If you have been in a plane, say yes. So you know this. I've been guilty of this. The air hostess comes and she's like, okay, so here you go. You need to buckle your seatbelts, and then this is the exit, and this and that. And I usually get distracted. I start sending the last minute text message. I start reading the magazine or just looking out the window. Have you ever done that? Have you been guilty of it? Say guilty in the chat if you have done that. So you're there, but not really, right? Guilty, guilty. Fatima, I see you guys, Chantel, guilty. So you're there, but you're not really paying attention. Guilty as well. But what if? What if this lady would come to you and whisper to your ear, you better pay attention because this flight is gonna go down? Would you listen differently? I know I would. I would definitely pay attention to everything this woman says because my life would depend on it. Fatima said I would get up. I would definitely pay attention because my life would depend on it. So I'm going to tell you guys something. You can be here in this webinar and you can respond to text messages and listen, but not really, and not make the most out of it. I want you to really pay attention, like if your life depending on this, because it might. A lot of people's lives have changed from this webinar on. So I want to make sure that you make the most out of it. Is that a deal? Say deal in the chat. If you're going to pay 100% attention, you're going to be here. So this is what I'm going to ask. Deal, deal, deal. I love it. So turn your video on. Do not hide because then you get distracted. Deal, deal, deal. I love it. So turn your video on. Stop everything else you're doing. I have some news. No one's gonna die if you don't text message like 30 seconds after. No one's gonna die if you don't answer the phone right away. I'm going to ask you to use the chat. That's the best way to get engaged and to focus on you. I don't know you guys, but I give and give and give to everyone. And it's so hard to give time and thanks to myself. So I'm going to ask you to give yourself this next 40 minutes that we're going to have together as a gift from yourself to yourself. Good? Deal. Okay, guys, so that's it. I'm going to tell you that today, not only we're going to talk about procrastination, but we're going to talk about how to soar to success. We're going to talk about how to soar to success. Anyone's ready for success? Oh, yes. Say yes in the chat if you're ready for success. Here we go. Yes, Chantel, we are ready. And I have something special, guys. James is ready. So I'm going to have a gift for you. From my heart to yours, I have a gift for you for those who stay until the end. So from this point, we have about 30 minutes. And in 30 minutes, I'm going to give you a special gift from me to you. So do not disconnect because you will miss out. Okay? So let's go, Thomas says. Let's go. So you might know, you might notice that I have an accent. So I'm going to tell you my mix. So I'm from Colombia originally, but I've been very blessed. I came to the United States as a single mom. My son was 3 back then, and I've had the chance to live in London, in England for almost a year. I lived in Australia for 5 years. And I've been able to train people from more than 30 countries from all around the world, 30 countries. And I've been the guest on big speaking engagements. I've trained big corporations. I've trained solopreneurs. I've trained lots of people. I've been on TV, guys. I've been in countless podcasts and radio shows. And people say, oh my goodness, Patty, what a glamorous life you have. But actually, I have a confession. Ready for my confession? I was actually born a procrastinator. Oh my goodness, my favorite word used to be mañana. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, next week. Oh my goodness, next year for sure. Anyone's favorite word has been mañana? Oh my goodness, we're in England. I was in London, Nikita. So people ask me, is it that bad, Patty? Is it really, really that bad? And I'm going to tell you it's bad because it's been proven that procrastination is the biggest enemy of success. Procrastination is the biggest enemy of success. And because we're going to talk about procrastination, let me tell you what procrastination is. It's the action of delaying or postponing something. Procrastination is the action of delaying or postponing something. Oh, I'll do it later. But most of it all, procrastination is an avoidance strategy. Avoidance, Patty, avoidance of what? Avoidance of pain. So let me tell you what the cycle of procrastination looks like and see if you've been through it, okay? If you can feel familiar with this, just say it in the chat. So the cycle of procrastination starts with anxiety. So you're anxious because you know exactly what to do, but you're not doing it, right? It's not that you don't know. We know what to do, but you don't do it. So because that's not very good, then we exchange anxiety for pleasure. Let me tell you how that looks like. So I used to be in sales before, and I used to wake up and say, okay, I'm going to follow up with 5 people today, 5 potential clients. But deep inside, I was feeling afraid of rejection. I didn't want them to think, oh my goodness, she's so pushy or she's so salesy. So you know what I used to do? I used to wake up every day and think, okay, so I'm gonna call the 5 people, but first I'm going to check social media. Anyone? And I would be like, oh my goodness, so and so got married and they didn't invite me. I cannot believe this. Let me see who went. And I would go like click, 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 click. And 2 hours later, I was checking the profile of the grandmother who I've never met in my life. So, what was I doing? I was exchanging the anxiety for pleasure. But this is the problem. After pleasure comes guilt. You're like, oh my goodness, here you go again. I wasted yet another morning, yet another day. I'm in the same place. Anyone? Anxiety, pleasure, guilt. Shante, I see you. That's a cycle. And then guess what? At the end, you go back to anxiety. So you're now even more anxious because you didn't do what you were supposed to be doing. And if you go through this over and over again, guess what happens? You start becoming angry. Angry at who? Angry at yourself, because how is it possible if you know exactly what to do, you still don't do it? So that is the cycle of procrastination. If you have lived through this was the story of my life, say me in the chat. This used to be me, cycle of procrastination for years and years. I see you, Tanya, Fatima, Melissa. Oh my goodness. Yes, I know the feeling. Anxious about what? Anxious about everything that you're not doing. Yes, I know. It could be anger, it could be disappointment. So guys, this is it. This was me. Does this sound like you? I used to feel very, very stressed because I felt that I was not advancing. in life, but I was just stuck. So I was stressed about all the things that I was not doing. I felt tired. I was tired because I didn't know what to do. And I was like in the hamster wheel going over and over and over again. I used to feel very, very overwhelmed because I had so many things on my plate and I didn't even know where to start. Anyone stressed, tired, overwhelmed? And there you go, Erica, guilty. I used to feel very, very guilty because I was disappointing my own self. I knew what to do and I was still not doing it. So I felt guilty and last disappointed on myself. Anyone experiencing this or have experienced this? I had all of them at the same time. So I'm gonna tell you what happened to me. Hand raise, absolutely. So I come from parents that are very clean, very methodical, they're very disciplined, they're always on time. And my sister, my sister, she thinks she's perfect, but she is not perfect. She's almost perfect. And growing up, this is how her room used to look like. Oh my goodness, so organized, so clean, so almost perfect. And this was mine. Oh my goodness. I was disorganized. I was brain scattered. I would forget things. I was not where I should be. And one day, this is me, this is little Patty. So one day I was in eating. I was a bit clumsy back then too. And I was eating with my mom, my dad, and my sister. And I spilled my milk. And guess what happened? My dad came to me. He's like, Patty, you're such a mess. You're such a mess. I don't see a future for you. How are you going to survive someday? I hope you get a good husband because I don't know how you could make it on your own. And that little smile, guys, was not there for much longer because I felt, and my dad is a good dad, but he just didn't know any better. I just felt, thank you. I just felt that I was not good enough. I felt there was something really wrong with me. And on top of it all, I got pregnant when I was a teenager. Oh my goodness, Patty, now for sure you've ruined your life. Oh. So I decided to come to the US and I came as a single mom. My son was 3, and I was working long hours, getting really underpaid. And then I started studying psychology. And I discovered that procrastination was blocking me. And you know what I did? I created a system that helped me. And then one of the first things I said, I'm like, I'm going to create my own business. So this was in July 2004. I had $2,000 saved. That was everything I had in my life, $2,000. And I created my own business. And oh, can you guys see me? I lost my little screen. Can you guys see me or not? No? Can you see my screen?
Black. It's black.
It's black. I know. I don't know what happened. Uh, Hold on just one second, guys. Sorry, let me just reshare it. This will stop over screen sharing. Yes. Okay. Tell me, please, if you can see it again.
Yes.
Yay! Okay, perfect. So this was me. I created a business in July 2004 with $2,000. $2,000, all my savings went there. And what happened is, by December of 2005, 18 months later, I sold my business for $500,000. $500,000. I couldn't believe it. This single mom, immigrant, ADD. I forgot to mention, I have ADD, I have dyslexia. Oh my goodness, everything against me. And then I saw this business. So I thought, okay, this is good. My system's working. So I opened my second business. I became a real estate agent. And my broker back then said, oh, Patty, it's going to take you a long time to become a good real estate agent because there are 44,000 realtors. 44,000. And my year one, I'm like, oh, yeah, let's see how I go. I got ranked number 10. So I created my own real estate business and I sold it for even more money than the first one. Guys, you remember my dad, how he used to be like, oh my goodness, Patty, you have no future. You know what he said when I sold my second business? He came to me and he said, Patty, I've always believed in you. And I was like, no, Dad, you didn't. But I made it. So that's how, guys, I became a coach because people started coming to me and saying, could you please explain me how you became so successful? So that's, you remember at the beginning, I said, this is not going to be only about for procrastination, but about how to soar to success. So today, guys, I do what I love to do. I help people, I travel the world. And you might wonder, okay, Patty, so how did you go from being so broke and frustrated to having the life that you want to have? Good news, guys. I'm going to tell you my secrets today. I'm going to share with you all what my 3 secrets on how to exchange excuses for actions, how to overcome procrastination really in 30 days. And I'm going to explain to you how you and I can work together so that you can get the same results or better than mine. Anyone excited about that? Ready for my 3 secrets and share what you can do in your life as well? Because by the way, guys, I'm no better than any of you. I'm no better than you. So you ready? Say yes in the chat if you are ready, 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 ready. I love it, love it, love it. Let's go then. This is something I must tell you. I see you guys. So whatever we're going to talk about today, it's completely different of what you've heard before. You already know, you've noticed. Alexi, Linda. So my style is very different. And what I'm about to say is completely different of what you've heard from other coaches, from books, anything you've heard before. So guys, if you are ready, let's go. I am so ready too. I'm going to share with you my 3 secrets because what? I have a secret number 0. Oh my goodness, Patty, is that a bonus? Yes, it's a bonus. So secret number 0 is you need to be an honest person. What are you talking about, Patty? What does honesty have to do with procrastination? Well, guys, I actually have meetings with many, many people, and many of them come to me and they're like, well, Patty, it's bad, but not that bad. Well, it could be better, but in reality is you cannot change what you don't acknowledge. So secret number 0 is you need to be honest with yourself. Secret number 0, you need to be honest with yourself. How did you like my bonus secret? This is the key of everything else we're going to talk about. So secret number 0. Secret number 1. Let's go. Secret number 1 is to change anything within you. You need to know why you're doing it in the first place. To change anything within you, you need to know why you're doing it in the first place. I had an uncle that had a headache for 40 days. 40 days. And he's like, okay, finally he went to the doctor. Do you think the doctor said, oh, don't worry, just take these painkillers, you'll be okay? No, the doctor is like, okay, let's take a look of brain scan, let's take a look of your blood work, because they needed to find the real reason for his headache. And it's exactly the same thing with procrastination. Most people think, oh, I can stop procrastinating if I try hard enough, if I read books or I have a calendar, if I really, 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 really want it. And it does not work like that. Reality is you need to find the real reasons for procrastination, starting with fear. Oh, the big F word. Fear of failure, fear of success, fear of conflict. Oh, I'm going to say yes, even if I want to say no. Fear of judgment. What are people going to say about me? Or fear of the unknown. Can you write in the chat what's the fear that you experience the most, or if you're experiencing any of this? By the way, I used to experience them all, all at the same time. Yeah, failure, that's super, super common. Absolutely. Fear of the unknown, what's coming, failure, failure, failure. Yep, all of them, Melissa. Welcome to the club. That's used to be me. Now, I don't know you guys, but I didn't have the perfect family. If you did, well done. I didn't. So I had a lot of things that were told, that were said to me that impacted me the rest of my life. So they're actually childhood traumas, adult traumas that will interfere with our actions. Now there's mental disorders, ADD, I have ADD, ADHD, Asperger's, depression. They all have a way to interfere with the things we do on a daily basis. And personality or cultural. I'm not gonna say if this is Colombia or not, but there are a lot of cultures and there are a lot of families that love to party and they're like, I'm gonna do it later, not today. So all of these are the real reasons for procrastination. And I don't know if you guys knew there are 5 types of procrastination. 5. So I'm gonna say the 5 of them. If you identified with any of them, please put it in the chat, okay? First one, perfectionist. Oh, I'm not gonna do it because it looks good, but it could be better. I'm not gonna do it because it's not perfect yet. Any perfectionist in the house? Perfectionists are afraid of judgment or what people would say or fear of failure. So if you're a perfectionist, please put it in the chat. That's type number 1. Type number 2, oh, the daredevils. I used to be the queen of the daredevils. So these are the people that have 30 days to complete a project. I see you guys, perfectionists. The daredevils have 30 days to complete a project. And when do they do it? The night before, of course. Why would you do it later than that? These are the people that pay their bills in the last minute. These are the people that have filed tax extensions over and over again. These are the people that have an appointment 30 minutes away and they leave the house 20 minutes before. Any daredevils here in the house? Oh my goodness. I used to be so proud of being a daredevil saying, oh, well, I just work really well under pressure. I didn't know how stressed I was until I wasn't. Good. Next. Yes, yes, yes. Ostrich. Oh, the ostrich are the dreamers. Oh, they're millionaires in their minds. Yeah, everything is okay. I'm gonna have this big house. I'm gonna have this amazing business. But guess what? They're afraid of risk and they're afraid of failure. So it's only dreams. No action, just dreams. Avoidance. They avoid reality. Any ostrich in the house today? And by the way, guys, you can be a mix, and I was a mix of the 5 of them. Perfectionist with their devil. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, very good. Next, the chickens. Oh my goodness, I love the chickens. And I love the chickens because they come to me and they're like, what do you mean, Patty? I'm definitely not a procrastinator. I'm a doer. I'm busy. Look at me. I wake up early. I go to bed super late. I do things all day. So yes, you can be a procrastinator even when you do a lot because chickens actually do not know how to prioritize. So what they do is they're very busy, but not very productive. Anyone here busy but not productive? Full of stuff to do, but they don't prioritize, so they concentrate on the easy stuff, avoiding the big tasks. Anyone chicken here that says I'm not a procrastinator? Well, maybe you are. There you go. I used to be a chicken too, definitely. And then last but not least, self-saboteurs. So the self-saboteurs are those who know exactly what to do, but they either don't do it or they do the opposite. Self-saboteurs do exactly the opposite or don't do what they know they need to do. Any self-saboteurs? Oh my goodness, that was the story of my life. Daredevil and ostrich, ostrich and chicken, poke, 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 Linda. Uh, yeah, all of them I used to be. So guys, now you know there are 5 types of procrastinators, and now you know your style. And I'm gonna tell you how this works. So this is my former student and good friend now, Megan. Megan came to me and she's like, "Oh my goodness, Patty, my business is not going well. I don't want to get in touch with people because I don't want them to think badly of me. I've had the same prices for like 5 years." And then we discover what her real reason for procrastination was. A lot of things that were told growing up. Her dad saying, "You will never make it." Sounds familiar. And then once we discovered that on her, she started like in 2 weeks, she started increasing her sales price, calling people. So her sales went up by 25% in 2 weeks. Can you imagine having a increase in your salary of 25% in 2 weeks? Well, that's what happened with Megan. And then she started texting me saying, "Oh my goodness, Patty, I love making phone calls now and reaching out to people." She goes 6 tries. She's fearless now. Like I go 6 times and they come around. So I'm super, super proud of Megan. It does work. And this is Shayna. Shayna came to me and she's like, not only my business is not doing well, but I'm not exercising, I'm not eating healthy. I have a lot of unfinished projects, including my website. She had been working on her website for 1 year. And then also she was procrastinating on her relationships. Did you know that you can procrastinate on relationships? Oh, yes, those conversations that you avoid, staying in a relationship that is not good for you for too long, or avoiding good relationships. So that was Shayna. And then we started working on her and then her why. And then 3 days she started exercising. She started taking care of herself. She completed her website in a week. And she started working on her relationships and her income triple in 45 days. Guys, this is true. All of this, she came and she's like, "Oh my goodness, Patty, I'm waking up at 6 a.m." She used to send me text messages. She hasn't seen herself like this in the longest time. Even if my business fails, God forbid you change my life. I didn't change her life. She changed her life by doing what she needed to do. And you're really doing God's work. That's the best compliment. So anyway, that's Shayna, guys. And that's why I know confidently that secret number 1 works. To change anything within you, you need to know why you're doing it in the first place. Secret number 1, done. Let's go. Secret number 2, you need to use the secret weapon. Secret number 2, you need to use the secret weapon. What does that mean, Patty? Well, we've been lied before for many, many years. So please say in the chat if you ever heard, "Oh, if people have a high IQ, then they're going to be very successful." Growing up. "Oh my goodness, that kid has a high IQ. They're genius. They're going to make it in life." Anyone? Well, it happens that there's something called EQ. I know, I've heard it my whole life. But there's something called EQ. Instead of intelligence quotient, there's something called EQ, and that stands for emotional quotient, EQ. And that has to do with emotions. This is incredible. But it happens that 85% of success comes from EQ. 85% of success comes from EQ. And this is the good news, guys. You can increase EQ. Whether IQ, you're stuck. If you're a genius, good for you. If you're not a genius, oh well. But with EQ, you can actually improve and learn. And 85% comes from of success come from EQ. So what happens? Success really is in our own hands. So this is very complex, but emotional intelligence in a nutshell is self-awareness, be self-aware of emotions, and self-management or self-regulation of emotions. So this is why I call the secret weapon The EQ superpower. The EQ superpower. Thank you, Terry. So what is the summary of this chat, guys? This is the summary. Procrastination is not a time management issue. Procrastination is an emotional management issue. Procrastination is not a time management issue, it's an emotional management issue. So, what's the solution if that's the case? Do you guys remember that we said there are 5 types for procrastinators? And some of you are all of them, some are 3 out of 5. Well, this the reason for procrastination on each of these styles comes from emotions. Fear of judgment, reality, fear of failure, anxiety, fear of reality. So if we know that now, would you say to a person, oh, don't worry, just buy a calendar. That'll fix it. Oh, just do a to-do list. That'll be okay. It sounds ridiculous now. I don't know you guys, but why were we told by coaches, by books, by YouTube, things like, okay, just organize your time in blocks of time? I mean, come on. The solution is in the management of emotions. Management of emotions. Calendars that I've never used. So this is the old ways. You can set up a calendar, you can set up a reminder, New Year's resolutions. Oh my goodness, I have the same New Year's resolutions for like 10 years. And don't get me wrong, these are tools and these are good tools. But if you don't feel like doing it, you're not going to do it. So reality is the new way. What I call the EQ superpower comes from spotting your triggers, what triggers you into fear, into anger, into anxiety, into stress. What's the emotion you're experiencing? Know your excuses. Did you know that we are the best liars to ourselves and we choose to believe it, our own lies? So we need to learn our excuses and we need to create a committed action. Committed action is long to explain, but it's a pre-planned action where you command your brain into action. So just to illustrate it, let me show you my baby. Her name is Patchy. Does anyone have a dog here? Say yes in the chat if you have a dog or have you been in contact with a dog before. This is my cute baby. I rescued her from Australia. So it happens that when you have a dog, you can command your dog to do things. I had two, Chantel says. So it happens that you can say to your doggy, sit, and sits, turn, paw, whatever the command is. Well, guys, I have some good news. We can actually learn how to command our own brain. We have 2 different parts in our brain, the limbic system and the prefrontal cortex. And you can actually learn how to command your brain like if you were your own dog, which sounds crazy, but it actually works. And that's what I do. I'm going to tell you how. So this is my good friend, Claudia. Claudia came to me and she's like, Patty, I've been on diets. I want to lose weight. And then I've been in the gym. I have a gym at home. I wasted so much money. So she said, during the day, I eat okay. But when I get back home, I feel so lonely and so defeated and so tired that I'm like, oh, well, I'm just going to eat a little something and drink a little something. So she was not able to lose the weight. And then we started looking at her life and spotted her triggers, her excuses, her committed action. And she lost 5 pounds in the very first week. And she lost 12 pounds total after completing the program. And this is not a weight loss program, guys. This is all about how you can control your own life, how you can stop procrastinating on yourself. So it works when you're trying to work on your health, or it works in your business too. Did you know that there are a lot of talented people out there that are making no money or that are making less than they should? That was Cola. Cola came to me. She's a CPA, and she's like, Patty, I'm actually struggling in my business so much that I'm thinking about changing careers. And so she didn't want to meet new people. She's like, oh my goodness, I'm too busy. And then we created a committed action to Cola. And then she finished the course and she came like, Patty, 10 months later, I grew my business by 600%. Guys, this is not a typo. This is not 6%. This is not 60%. She grew her business by 600% in just 10 months. So it works. Secret number two works. You need to use the EQ secret weapon. Anyone got secret two down? Yes, secret two done. And then the last one, secret number three. You need to invest in coaching. You need to invest in coaching. Most people think, oh my goodness, I can do it on my own if I make my own effort. I don't know how many times you failed your own promises. I used to do it all the time. So it's been proven that if you have a community, you have 50% more likeliness to succeed if you have a community supporting you. 50%, that's a lot. And if you have a mentor or a coach, you're more likely by 80% to succeed. 80%, that's almost guaranteed success. It would be silly not to have a coach. I have a coach because I believe I don't know it all. None of us does. And we need coaches just to unveil our blind spots because sometimes we think we're too great and we fail to see the reality of what's happening. Remember, secret number zero. A coach will show you a step-by-step process on how to take action to save money and headaches and time is money, and to keep you accountable. Oh my goodness, so many times I said, I'm gonna do this, and because no one knew I said I was gonna do it, I didn't do it. I'm like, oh well. When you have a professional, and I'm gonna tell you this, it cannot be your husband or your best friend or your mommy. That doesn't work. That is like one time, one day or 2 days, and then everyone forgets. You need somebody that knows what they're doing to keep you accountable. It's very important that you start changing before it's too late. Oh, Patty, that's so negative. It's never too late. Yes, it is. There are a lot of opportunities that come and go, guys. They don't come back. There are a lot of people that come and go. And if you don't take chances and action at the right time, there are a lot of things that will never come back. So yes, sometimes it's too late. So that's why I'm so excited about people taking action. Let me show you about Leah. Leah came to me. She's like, oh my goodness, Patty, I'm super successful. She's a financial advisor, really pretty. And she's like, but I'm very lonely. I'm in the apps, but I'm afraid of reaching out. People don't answer. I'm like, okay. So I hold her accountable. I said, well, tomorrow you're going to text one guy, the guy that you liked the most. And she's like, well, he's kind of out of my league. I'm like, it does not matter. You're going to text them. Well, she did, and he responded. And guess what? She just got married. Leah got married 1 year after we finished working together. So can you imagine if she had not had somebody saying, do it? She would not be with the person that she needs to be with for the rest of her life. So action works, guys. And last, I wanted to show you Noemi. Noemi was working in restaurants for a long time. She's like, Patty, I make okay money, but I know I could be more fulfilled. I want to be a yoga instructor. And I've been taking an online course for a long time. And she's like, I start and then finish and never finish. So I'm like, okay, let's work together. Guess what? She finished her course when we started working together in 30 days. She opened her own company. She moved countries from Australia to Italy, and then now she's fulfilling her dream. Oh, I'm so excited. I see her every day on social media. I'm like, yeah, it works. It worked for Noemi. It worked for every person that has come making better options, healthier, cleaner houses with actually structure, with better time, changing lives. Oh, I'm so excited. This is why I live for. So, guys, secret number 3 does work. You need to invest in coaching so that you can have a guidance and accountability. Oh my goodness, that was the last secret. So, this is the summary, everyone. To stop procrastinating, you need to be an honest person, honest with yourself. You need to discover the real reason for procrastination, the why. And this is not the why of like I'm gonna do this for my family, for the world. This is why I haven't changed, why I'm still here if I should be in a better place. So that's number one, secret number one. Secret number 2, use the secret weapon, EQ superpower. And number 3, invest in coaching. Everyone still here say, yes, you got the 4 secrets on how to stop procrastinating in 30 days. I see you. Yes, 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 yes. I love it, guys. So my question to you is, would applying these concepts, Linda, Joe, I see you guys, would this make a difference in your life? Would applying these concepts make a difference in your life? It has in mind. Yes, yes, yes. I see your yeses. So now you have a choice. You can come here and you're like, oh, Patty, that's fantastic. Thank you so much. That was so nice. And then disconnect and do nothing. And guess what? You wasted a whole hour of your time because if you came here and you do nothing, this was a waste. And guess what? Change has a cost. Now you can choose, okay, I want to change, and that has a cost of time, effort, time, money, everything. Or you can do nothing, but guess what? There's a cost associated with doing nothing. There's also a cost of doing nothing. So this is what I have for you. What if I could help you? What if I could help you put all of these principles into your own life? Would you like that? Thank you, Terry, for your kind words. So this is what I do, guys. This is what I do for a living. This is how I can help. I have set some time in the next few days to talk with you personally, not in a group setting, one-on-one, to help you apply these concepts and these ideas into your own life. We're going to create a plan, you and me. I call it the breakthrough session. This is it. This is the moment for change. So whatever your biggest challenge is, it's okay. I have seen it all. I was the worst of the worst. So this is the thing. I have set 2 days to have 1 hour session one-on-one with you via Zoom, and we're going to create a plan for you to apply all of these concepts. And I'm going to explain then how you can work with me, how you can work with me to get the same results or better. I like it when people get better results than me. So this is going to be 1 hour session, and I'm going to tell you how to start taking action at no cost. Zero. Nada for those who speak Spanish. This has zero cost. It's my gift from me to you. And people say, oh, Patty, why are you doing this? What's the trick? I just love to help people. That's a reality. God created me to help others. So I wish I'd known what I know now 15 years ago. So that's what I want to give you. I would like to add value to your life. And if you want to work with me, and then I think you're a good fit for me as well, maybe we can start working together. If not, it's okay. At least you have a plan. So this is why I'm doing this, but this is not for everyone. This is not for everyone. My time is very precious. I love my time, and I'm going to give you my time. But there's 2 requirements for you to qualify for this, okay? The first one, you must be ready for a change. Do you remember secret number zero? It's bad, but not too bad. If you're in that position, this is not for you because I don't want your excuses. I want you to be ready for a change. So that's the first requirement. Second, you must be positive and willing to learn and open to implement new ideas. You already heard what I talk about. So it's very different. If you're ready for a change and you're open to implement new ideas, this is for you. So if you said yes to one and two, oh my goodness, people are still joining. Then this is for you. Then you can book a session with me. How do you book a session with me? You text me. What, Patty? I'm going to get your phone number. Yes, this is my phone number. So you can text me now. Now is now. And you know, I'm a procrastination coach. So not mañana, not tomorrow. Just text me now at 813-789-1097. And you're going to text me and say, I'm in. I'm in and tell me your name because otherwise I would not know. So text me. All people are texting me already. Text me, I'm in, and tell me what your name is. And we're going to find a common time, whatever is best for you and for me. And yay! And then we're gonna go from there. So that you can say, instead of someday, you can say day one.